Hello, and welcome to the Kathleen Spracklin podcast. I am a woman on a mission to gather a cadre of writers, thinkers, and teachers who are transforming the world, one character at a time. And it all starts with one thing, a deep understanding of human motivation, why people do what they do, and the forces that drive them. To gain that understanding, I am mining the intersection of psychology, theology, and philosophy to make you a better writer. This is episode 93, How to Zettelkasten a Book, Making a Main Note. Where we left off yesterday was we had created some bib notes doing some analytical reading of Mortimer Adler's book, How to Read a Book. We're focused on chapter 5 just so we wouldn't run away with ourselves. And we made 3 analytical notes on the bib card. And today we're going to take one of those and convert it into a main card so I can go over the system with you of what it takes to create a main card, position it properly in your Zettelkasten, and link it to the other main notes and to your own personal experience. So the one we're going to take is the concept of a conceptual note. And as we will remember from chapter 5, a conceptual note is a type of note that you take when you're doing analytical reading, and it's focusing on the concepts that the author is presenting and your own concepts as it relates to what the author is presenting. So to create the main card, we're going to take a regular file card and we're going to put it in the landscape position where we can see the lines, and we simply begin with our note from the bib card itself. And at the bottom, we've got our reference to Mortimer Adler's How to Read a Book and which bib card we found that note on. And now we're ready to make this a main card. It is in primitive form at this moment. It is not a full-blown main card, even though you might almost think that it's complete. Well, the most obvious thing that it's missing is a place in the Zettelkasten, and that means it needs a number. There's all kinds of information on numbering systems for Zettelkasten. I think Scott Shepard does a wonderful job. He has a big book and a small book and numerous videos, and you can follow his methodology. I have tried 3 different methods because I can't settle for one until I've explored many. And after having done that and now having worked on my Zettelkasten for well over a year, 22, actually pushing 2 years, I've found that it really doesn't matter what numbering system that you use. It's only important really that you have a numbering system so that you can determine where a card goes and what it goes next to. So how do you figure where a card goes? What you're going to be doing when you place a new card is you're going to place it as close as possible to the most closely related card already present in your Zettelkasten. And so this one, it was on note-taking, and so I had to dive into my index, and we'll have more to say on indexes tomorrow, but I had to dive into my index to find what I had available on note-taking, and I came up with a related card. Here's a card from my Zettelkasten, and it's talking about the technique of elaboration, and it's a type of technique that you use in note-taking, and it's the main card says it works by adding detail, meaning, and connections to the self. And I have a little linking note on that saying that it becomes more memorable via the self-reference effect of memory. And so that's my best, closest reference. So I know I'm going to want to put my new card adjacent to that one. But where? To figure out where exactly, I'm going to look at the card that's the parent to this one. And that is this card, 3616. and it's on the self-reference effect in memory. And its information says that information that is related to the self is remembered better than information related to others, even closely connected others, such as the subject's mother. So that seems to be the parent topic, not only of the one that we first saw that was labeled note-taking, but it also fits pretty well with our brand new card that we're trying to add. So we're going to go ahead and give our new card the number 3616.2. So let's do that. Now we're back to our original card that we're creating, and we're going to give it a number, 3616.2. We're going to give it a keyword, note-taking, hashtag if you will, and we're going to add something called a linking reference. I usually put mine in a different colored ink so it's really clear, and that is a note that ties this note into the predecessor card so that you know why you placed that card there. And I made the note that, well, when you Adler says that you should bring in not only the author's concepts, but your concepts as well. And he's clearly talking about an elaboration note. So it seems to me that my link card was that he advocates both doing elaboration notes and using the self-reference effect by pulling your own self into it. Now at this point in time, if things are really working well for you, it should become very exciting to have these 3 different cards from 3 different sources, making a more of a 3D picture of what's going on when you're taking these conceptual notes with analytical reading. And it has the potential to expand your ability to hold diverse ideas in your mind at one time. Although we will come back to that with another card that we're going to be adding to conclude this series. But in the meantime, that's all for tonight. And tomorrow we're going to talk about the next step in creating our main card, which is indexing. So we're going to take a closer look at the index and add this card to the index. See you then. Bye-bye.